Like any successful race, we are starting it with burritos. I'm nervous.
It's one of the hardest damn races.
Hey team, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here,
I'm Sid.
And I am Mackie.
And on this channel, we bring the mountain bike race experience to you guys here on YouTube. The Downieville Classic is a cross-country and a downhill. It's a super cool event. I think it's really a true mountain bike event.
We've raced this race a number of times.
This is our fifth year.
Time.
Mackie thinks he came here a year without me, but I'm pretty sure he didn't.
Maybe I didn't. Shall we get into it?
Yeah, let's do it.
The Downieville Classic is one of our favorite races. It takes place every year, this year's number 24, in Downieville, California, a town of less than 300 people in the Sierra Nevada mountains. There are two things that make Downieville special. First is the race format, which we'll explain in just a second. The other is the festival atmosphere. In terms of racing, there are two options. One, you can race just the cross country along with almost 600 other people, or two, you can race the all mountain. If you choose to race the all mountain, like we did, you race the cross country on Saturday and the downhill on Sunday, and they combine your finish positions for an all mountain result. The thing is, you have to ride exactly the same bike both days. Same tires, same suspension, same wheels, same everything. And to confirm this, they weigh your bike before each day to make sure they weigh the same. So obviously equipment choice is a huge part of the race. Last year when I raced Downieville, my bike weighed 37 pounds. It was also a 160 millimeter travel 27.5 bike. Definitely not the appropriate bicycle for Downieville. So I'm extremely excited to be riding this bike this year. This bike's a lot lighter. I'm not going to tell you guys how light it is until the end of the video, so go ahead and guess in the comments how light you think it is. This is the Jamis Portal. It is a 29er 130 mil travel bike. This is the C1, so this is a prototype. They are not in production yet. Start at the front. We've got the Vittoria Reaction SL wheels with a Peyote XC Trail casing. And I like the Peyote. This is a 235, and it's got really nice low center knobs, so it rolls really well, but then also has some big cornering knobs there you can see, so corners really nicely also. Suspension wise, I'm running the X-Fusion E Slide. So this is a 34 mil stanchion fork, and we bumped ours out to 140. This bike stocks with a 130 mil fork, but we liked the little bit of extra suspension of the 140. These are Shimano Pro bars and grips. And then these are the new Shimano XTR brakes, which I absolutely love. You can see they've got a cool new mounting system where they mount here, but then have a contact point there, which is really cool because then you get less lever flex. Like the whole thing just moves less than the old XTRs. 4-piston brakes, so super duper powerful. Running a 180 mil rotor on the front with the XTR 4-piston brakes. I've got the X-Fusion Manic dropper post 150 millimeter dropper. The X-Fusion O2 Pro shock, Shimano XTR 12-speed drivetrain, cranks. I'm running the big old 51 tooth in the back, which for this course is really nice because it's extremely steep at the beginning. And then 12-speed XTR rear derailleur. Then on the back, I'm running a Vittoria Gatto. This is technically a mud tire. You can see the spacing is, it's got like good channels to spit mud out and lots of siping. Those are the little lines on the knobs. So that provides good traction when it's wet. But I actually really like it for this course because the knobs are fairly close together, so it provides more puncture protection. There's less space between where rocks can get in there. This is a much lighter weight setup than what I've run in the past. at Downieville. Tires are lighter, they roll a lot better. They don't have quite as much puncture protection. You have to choose, where do you want to try to make up your time? Are you trying to make up time on the climbs, or are you trying to make up time on the descents? And for me, because I have, I've been racing enduro for the last 5 years, I can go pretty fast on the descents without pushing it. So I'm hoping I chose kind of beefy enough tires that I can still have the puncture protection I need, but I will probably back it down just a little bit on the descents and focus more on going as fast as I can on the climbs now that I have a lighter bike and really good rolling tires. We will find out tomorrow if my decision to go lighter on the tires paid off or not, but I have to say it feels really nice having a bike that weighs significantly less than last year and just rolls so well. I gotta clean myself up a little bit, get rid of all this extra hair, slowing me down, aerodynamics, you gotta be all smooth and slick. Alright, I think that's looking pretty good. I probably missed a spot because I almost always do. What do we have for dinner here, love?
We have burritos.
Of course. Okay, that noise, that is Cole zapping bugs for us. Here, show off my zapper. This is my zapper, guys. It's really amazing. We've been killing all sorts of nasty bugs with it. Like any successful race, we are starting it with burritos. We're sending it tomorrow for today's burritos. Just to double down on our burrito preparation. Breckie-ritos. Yeah. Day one of Downieville, the Downieville Cross-Country, is a 26.5-mile point-to-point race with 4,000 feet of climbing and over 5,000 feet of descending. It starts in Sierra City, another small mountain town about 30 minutes from Downieville. The start is brutal, climbing most of that 4,000 feet in the first 10 miles. First on pavement for a bit, then dirt road all the way to Packer Saddle. At Packer Saddle, it transitions to the Gold Valley Rim Trail, a beautiful section of single track that winds its way to the top of Baby Steps, which people generally consider the top of the descent. After the high-speed dirt road descent down Baby Heads, it's back onto single track for a long, rough, rocky, dusty descent punctuated by steep technical climbs. One of these climbs, nicknamed Cramp Hill, leads you to the top of Third Divide, everyone's favorite section of trail where speeds can easily reach 40 miles per hour. From there, it's a quick descent on dirt road and one last section of single track, First Divide, followed by a 2-minute road sprint to the finish in Downieville. No matter how many races I start, and I have started literally hundreds of races, guys. The morning before, when you're nervous, the race is getting closer. Yeah, the morning of the race, before the race is what I was trying to say. It's just the worst. You're nervous and your stomach's being weird because you're nervous. And it doesn't matter how many times I race, I'm always nervous before a race. So I'm nervous. We're gonna go get to the start, try to warm up a little bit, and I think as soon as I get on my bike and start riding and pedaling, I will stop thinking about other things and I will just be riding my bike, and then everything will be better. So we better go do that before I get any more nervous.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and it's on!
As usual, the start was fast. Not as fast as some cross-country races I've done, but plenty fast enough to hurt. I tried to stay near the front without killing myself and was pretty pleased with my position as we hit the dirt. One of the great things about the Downieville climb is that there's good passing all the way to Packer Saddle, so you don't have to fight for position at the beginning, and instead can settle in and pick people off, which is exactly what I did. After about 20 minutes of racing, I caught up to the leader of the women's field, Katarina Nash. This was a really good sign because last year I hadn't even seen her until Baby Heads, which was a good hour later into the race. So to see her 20 minutes in made me feel like my training had really paid off this year. For the rest of the climb, I just rode steady and slowly picked people off.
Oh,
Because there were so many people at the start, I hadn't been able to count how many were ahead of me, so it wasn't until Packer's Saddle aid station that I got an idea of how I was doing. At that point, I started counting down from 25 as I continued to pass people on the single track and then the long descent to the finish.
Bye-bye, now he's gone. All the love from all the haters.
Bye, yeah, right out here.
He's moving on. Guess I have to see you later. Hi, hi, everybody, move your body, sing along until the dawn and lift your hands up. Hi, hi, you are flying tonight and let the rhythm take control and lift your hands up. Hi, hi, everybody, move your body, sing along until the dawn and lift your hands up. Hi, hi, you are flying tonight and let the rhythm take control and lift your hands up high.
All right, Mackie. Last big climb. Keep going, you're right here. Don't get out of here. Yeah, Mackie Franklin. What's up?
Yeah, you're questioning that trail back right now, aren't you?
Okay, Mackie, 2 minutes or less. Well, I am extremely tired, but also extremely pleased and extremely dirty. I've got the helmet marks, I've got the solid dust unibrow. That is one of my best ever dust unibrows. And then the dust beard and mustachio. The race basically went about as well as it could have. I was 25th at the top of Packer Saddle when we got onto the single track. And then I used that as my number and like counted down as I passed people, and potentially ended up 15th, which I would be super stoked about. I did a great job hydrating, I did a great job eating, I did like 2 chews every 15 minutes pretty much the whole time. All in all, I'm just extremely, extremely pleased. That really was as good a day as I could have asked for. Now I'm gonna drink a recovery drink because I am dying, and then wait for Sid to finish.
It's one of the hardest damn races out there.
You have really good dirt face.
I did cramp on third divide. The girl who finished right in front of me, I caught her right at the end of that, and I was like, I'll just ride up third divide with her and then get in front of her on the dessert, but I cramped.
Oh shoot. How you doing?
You know the hill right at the finish here?
Yeah.
Double quad cramp.
Oh no!
Both legs. It was so hot.
It was so hot today. Good job. Way to finish. The river is looking very good. Shall we partake?
Absolutely.
Today is also Mackie's birthday. We won't share how old. You can also guess that in the comments if you want.
Here's a hint. The weight of my bicycle and my age, they start with different numbers. I also found out I was not 15, I was 13. If tomorrow's video is out, it'll be right here. If not, This is last year's video, or the video from this event last year. In the meantime, don't forget to be more awesome. We'll see you shortly.
All right, folks.